So we've left Kevin's house. Thanks, Kevin, for hosting John and I. We really appreciate it. We had a great time last night, a lot of conversation. We're in town of Ennis. Kevin lives on the hill behind us. So there was no way to really film coming off his place. It's a rock road, just a little too dangerous to try to film and worry about the rocks. You had to really pay attention to what you were doing. But we got a southerly wind blowing, and the winds are not going to be in our favor today. In fact, they're going to be really, really nasty to us. So yeah. We started down there on the valley floor and have climbed up to this point here. It's 7 miles. We got another mile of climbing before we go over the pass. The map doesn't show the elevation of the pass, so I have to check my Garmin when we get to the top just to see what how high we climbed. The last mile, I checked the inclinometer on my Garmin. It's been at 8%, nice and steady. So we're about a quarter mile from the top. Still real early in the morning, so there's not anybody out, so you can really see everything. Yeah, it's an old mining town, 1860s, in the gold rush. They try to keep the restorations all accurate for the time period. Got an old opera house here on the left. Right there you got an old train depot. Yeah, it is. So now we're coming into Nevada City, which is just down the road from Virginia City. Off to the left here you can see the old Pullman style cars the railroad used to use a long time ago. Must have been an old railroad town, more than a mining town. A lot of railroad stuff here. You can't really see the glass on the windows, but you can tell that it's not super smooth. You see how it kind of like is falling down. So you know even the glass panes in the window are still authentic. The town, you can't see it from the road off to the right. The whole town still exists. find places like this running along the interstate. The scenery out here is absolutely amazing. So we're in, where are we? Twin Bridges, Montana. Stopped at a cafe for breakfast before we hit the campground. I made good time on the mileage this morning, though we had a, what was it, 8-mile climb? Yeah.
It was more.
Well, maybe 8 to 10 mile climb. At one point, I checked the inclinometer. We were running at 8%. So we were, yeah, it was tough, but you know what? We powered right up it as if we'd been climbing the whole time. So real happy with our performance. The weather forecast is 50+ mile-an-hour winds this afternoon. It's not extremely bad right now, but we got like 12-13 miles to get to our campsite for the night. So hopefully we can get there before it really kicks in. Well, the ground's nice and flat, and we're walking. Not because of any mechanical issues, but probably from what you hear in the microphone or over the audio. The wind. It's just too windy. So we went, tried getting to the campground. When we got to where we thought it was, we realized there were 2 places with the same name, and this wasn't the one that we were thinking it was. So we turned around and went back to Twin Bridges and said, okay, we'll just cut our losses. So now we're at the local grocery store, and they kind of have a sandwich shop inside. So we're just hanging out there for a while. The people here in Twin Bridges have been fantastic, very polite, very welcoming. It just kind of restores my faith in humanity when I realize no matter where I go, I meet a lot of nice people. And I think it's important to let everybody know, you know, the media's got it all wrong. What you need to do is just get out, talk to people, and you're going to find that everybody you're going to run into just about is just extremely happy to talk to you. So yeah, that's where we're at for the time being. The reason we turned around was you had 50+ mile-an-hour winds, and there was no way we could go the 14 additional miles that we needed. So we turned around and came back, and tomorrow's supposed to be a lot better. So yeah, that's our plan. So all's good. When we come back into town from turning around, the skies were clear, and to kind of give you an idea of what's going on, you can kind of see straight out in front how it looks really dark and stuff like that. Now I'm going to go off to my right here, and then hopefully you can see what the sky looks like over there. So you can kind of see how dark it is above, but the blue sky. What that is 2 valleys over, there's a 1,000-acre fire in Salmon, Idaho, that is blowing smoke this way. And earlier it was real smoky. We're not in any danger of the fire, other than we got to contend with all the smoke that's blowing this way. As time has kind of went on, what you're seeing here is the effect of the wind on the smoke from the fires over in Salmon, Idaho. It's really pushed it off to the south. You can still smell it in the air, but you can really see it in the sky. So in fact, it kind of burns your throat a little bit. So yeah, hopefully the wind will get it all out of here, and we won't have to deal with it all night and not have any breathing problems as a result of